There's usually a picture of me right there. Friends who know me a long time will know that. Today, although it didn't start out that way and isn't going to end that way, certainly took on that tone for the better part of the day. So I woke up this morning and got on my way, and I don't know, about 15 minutes into my walk, I started to do some smack talking about my brilliant $5 golf cart idea that I picked up back in Flagstaff, Arizona. And I really was. I was cooking, I was cruising, I was doing well, and I'm starting to be practical. I'm starting to be smart these last couple of weeks of my journey here. So I was talking some smack, and I did a midday video, and I was walking up to my place to stay tonight, which is actually at the Campgrounds of America. Thank you, Jim Newmeister in Hobart, Indiana, for the gift card. This is about my third stay at one of these places, and I cannot wait for my future life as an RV guy. I keep watching a movie RV in my mind, RV with Robin Williams and Jeff, I forgot Jeff's name. Anyway, I love that movie, and I before this journey, I never would have thought, I don't know anything about camping, but wow, what a great lifestyle. Anyway, I was on my way here, and I stopped, and I said, you know, I need a haircut before I get to California. I'm in town, I got a little bit of money, so let me get a haircut. So I get a haircut. Cost Cutters, shout out to Cost Cutters. They didn't sponsor the website or anything like that, but I figured them a shout out anyway. And as I left, there was a Domino's Pizza. You can get a Domino's Pizza real cheap takeout. And sometimes these little cabins, let me show you this. That's my little cabin. I love that little swing. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. Anyway, little cabins, some of them sometimes have a microwave or a small mini refrigerator. Sometimes they have nothing. I should say sometimes. I've been to 3 of them. So one time they didn't, one time they did. So I didn't know what to expect. So trying to watch my money, got a little bit, very little bit left for the rest of my journey. And I said, well, you know what? I can get a pizza, like $8, and that could be lunch, dinner, and breakfast. It doesn't really require a lot of refrigeration. So that's what I did. But you know, while I was there, I said, let me treat myself to a dessert, these little lava cakes that they have. So I got that. And I was on my way through the shopping center parking lot. At that point, I had to think a mile and a half to go to get to here. And of course, I couldn't wait for it to be cool. I decided in the middle of the parking lot to some big strip shopping center, take a slice of pizza, and I bit into one of those lava cakes. And it's called a lava cake because it's got spewing liquid chocolate, delicious. Well, it's like lava. I bit into it too soon. It's falling down all over me. Now, the funny part about that is when a young lady gave me the box to go, there were some paper plates and napkins and little handy wipes. So I gave her back most everything, and I said, but the handy wipes I'll put in my pocket because I might need them. Well, here I am in the parking lot covered with chocolate all over my hands and laughing to myself. It's alright, I'll just take out one of these mini wipes somehow, and I chocolate on my phone, and I put that down and getting all set because pulling my bag and carrying a pizza is kind of a dumb thing to do. But I figured once I got to where I had to go, I'd be set and be good to go. So brilliant me took out my handy mini handy wipe. What are they called? Handy wipes? Well, guess what? They weren't handy wipes. They were crushed red pepper. So now I've got 3 packets of crushed red pepper in my hand, liquid lava chocolate all over my hand and my phone, in the middle of a parking lot with a bag and a pizza and a lava cake. So loser number 1, epic failure number 1. So, all right, well, let me start going. So I'm pulling and I'm carrying and I'm trying to juggle everything. And I get behind the shopping center and there's a little ravine. I did a video earlier, but I deleted it. A little ravine, sort of wet, but not super wet. Not that big. If you can see, it's kind of real trails over there. Let me see all them. Anyway, that's about as far as the ravine. It couldn't be more than 45 to 50 feet across. So I'm like, I got a golf cart, man. These things go on golf courses, dirt and stuff. So I can make this. So remember, just an hour ago, I was talking smack about my brilliant $5 purchase. Well, as I go across my all-terrain, with my all-terrain vehicle, apparently I had the only golf cart that was not made for off-roading because I blew a tire. She just broke off and spun off and ran on down the ditch. So now I'm sitting at the bottom of this thing with a one-wheel golf cart. Now, mind you, I gave away my backpack back in Flagstaff 3 or 4 days ago, maybe even more, a week ago yesterday. So now, luckily, Sue, back in Phoenix, had given me a duffel bag. Well, it's a duffel bag, which is great, but it's not a backpack. So now I've got a duffel bag over my shoulder. Luckily, I still have my mini cart that I'd gotten back in Oklahoma, compliment to Scott. So I was able to kind of rig that up with some things and be on my merry way. So, busted wheel of a golf cart, epic failure number 2. Busted wheel of a golf cart that I was just talking smack about an hour earlier, super epic failure number 3. So now, I start walking, and as I'm walking, I turn on a side street, and I see 3 fellas, and I make conversation like I normally do, actually right around the corner from them, and these other old folks, and I started making conversation with them. And so there's 3 guys outside working on some bicycles, and I say, hey, how you guys doing? And one gentleman said, be doing a lot better if I had some pizza. So I'll tell you what, I'll get you some pizza, talk to me a little while for my live stream. So I talked to these fellas. Ironically, the one gentleman, when I told him I was from Pennsylvania walking across the country, said, you're from where Dracula comes? I said, no, that's Transylvania, but you know, I've been called a blood-sucking jackass before, so maybe there's some truth with that. But so now, epic failure number 4 is buy a pizza, knowing you can have it for lunch and dinner and breakfast, carry it 3/4 of a mile, and then give it away to somebody I met 20 seconds earlier. So epic fail number 4. So now I get back, I make it to the campground, and after some issues with the computer and things like that, I get checked into this little cabin number 7 here at the KOA, shout out to KOA, in Kingman, Arizona. And I settle down and I unpack my bags. And just so you know, for those of you that haven't seen me in action yet, unpacking my bags, because I repack them every day because I never know where crap is, means dumping them out on the bed. So I unpacked my bags and I sat down for a little bit, and then I pulled up my phone and started to watch the football scores. Now, if you remember in my midday video, I had 2 predictions for today. Both of those lost terribly, so epic fail 5 and 6 all at the same shot. So now, sitting there and I talk to the kids and then call home, talk to the family. And I don't know, today I knew I was here early, and I'm going to probably be around the journal area tomorrow. And I started to take out my journal from my book. Oh, I have a really cool story I got to get to, because this was all going to be about me, because I'm a narcissist and that's all I talk about. And somebody compared me to Jim Jones, the person that convinced 862 people to kill themselves. So that's always a flattering compliment. Anyway, I'm sitting here and I got out my journal, and I just started to know that I was going to be here for a while. I was here early, and I'm winding down my journey, and honestly I was getting a little bit nostalgic, and remembering all the people starting from day one, and I got a little emotional, and I forgot I needed to reach out to a friend of mine I knew a long time ago. He reached out to me. He's in Laughlin, Nevada, which is only about 35-40 miles from here. I was going to try to get together with him, and things just didn't work out. But here's where I'm really embarrassed. So I shot him a text and said, hey, sorry I'm not going to make it through this pass-through, but my next go-around with the kids, you know, hopefully we can get together. That'd be great. Now, a few days ago, if you remember, I talked about a video. I didn't talk about a video. That's not true. I talked about a vacation when I was about 20 years old. And it had to be when I was 20, because I wasn't 21 and couldn't get into the bar, where me and a few guys went up to the Poconos in Pennsylvania and had a good time. And this friend of mine said, hey, Jim, I don't know if you remember, but I was there with you guys at that trip. And I can't tell you for the life of me why I didn't remember. You guys can tell I remember things from when I first heard of Charlie Daniels' Devil Went Down to Georgia in 1979 and my mom's Chevette. And I can't remember why I didn't have Tom, couldn't place Tom there. And he told me, and then something clicked. And I remember every time Steve, who's got a memory that's even stronger than mine, he tells a story, he always reminds me that Tom was there. And for some reason, I just can't remember it. And then he reminded me. So now, epic fail, what are we up to, like 8 now? So now, I left a video about some friends, in which I left one out. So that's pretty shitty of me. Kids, I'm sorry, pretty crappy of me. It's like epic fail number 9. So here I am getting pretty emotional and things like that, and talking to my kids and looking at some pictures. And to those of you that might remember, one of my favorite things to do at home is to light a fire in the fireplace and just sit back. They're hypnotic, they're intoxicating. And I'm at this little campground, barbecue pit next to me. I said, you know what? Tonight is going to be about about me. Yes, sorry guys, another night about me. But I'm gonna just sit down. I'm gonna get a little food, not pizza, and I'm gonna build a little fire. I'm gonna sit out here with my music and the music of people I've met along the way that have shared music with me, and just really just sit back and watch the sun go down, get my sleeping bag, and just kind of hang out here as long as the fire will roar. So I said that's gonna be a really nice sentimental kind of almost closure to my mind on the book. Just get away from it for a while. And so I headed out. Guess where? To the Walmart, a mile and a half back from where I was earlier. That big fail number 10. Let's walk a mile and a half away so I can walk back again. Anyway, so I made it to Walmart. I bought myself some dinner, some orange chicken and a Powerade, and here I am. I'm back at the website, back at the campsite, talking to you on the website. See, folks, don't get over this stuff happens. But then I got a really cool story. So believe it or not, we're going to end strong and not end about me. So on my way there, one of my journey friends and dear friends and brothers here reached out to me and gave me a call, and he said, Jim, I got to tell you something. We were talking about some small talk, but so this was a really neat story. And then the capper was what I thought made it so neat. I got a call from, I don't know if I should use names right now. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. I got a call from Scott. And Scott had said, hey Jim, you know, I got to tell you something that's really cool. And it's just really cool. So he was sharing with me, when I went and met Scott in person way back in Ohio when he invited me out for a cookout, and I went out there, his father-in-law was recently, I shouldn't say recently, but is a widower. His wife had passed away some time ago. Well, when I was there, I was taken there, because I don't drive, at least on this journey, by a very gracious woman, sweet as could be, who took me there, and eventually sort of kind of became friends with Scott. So just, it was always very, what's the word I'm looking for? Very rewarding to me to think that people are connecting because of the journey. And notice I don't say about me because it's not about me, but we're going to get to that. So Scott shares a story with me that when I was there, his father-in-law, who I didn't talk to much, his father-in-law is a long-time farmer. And farmers are special people. They have work ethics I could never even come close to matching. But, you know, being a widower and things like that, perfect gentleman, I guess he had said, hey, that young lady that Jim brought, you know, seems very nice. You know, maybe she'd like to have dinner sometime. Or I think that came to be a couple of nights after the fact. But anyway, so here's the story that was kind of neat. Bruce's wife had been ill for some time. I got to pick this up. I always ramble too long, so sorry if I don't do this justice. Bruce's wife had been ill for some time. Knowing this, she had told him, I'd like you, it's important for me, before I go, to know that you're going to, you know, get back in the saddle and date again. And unbeknownst to Bruce, she had created a dating profile for him and put him on some website. Never told him, but put it in an envelope and sealed it. Well, a few months after her death, when Bruce was going through some things, he found this letter, and you know, it just shook his head. Of course, tears came out of his eyes, but that's the woman she was. So he didn't bring himself to do it right away, but eventually he went on and he checked his website, and he had 15, 16 messages from people interested in getting to know him. And it's funny, that night he had expressed an interest in the young lady that was polite enough to drive me there. And as fate would have it, from that night his kind of mind was, oh, I'd like to have dinner with her, and you know, she seems like a nice woman, get to know her. He never got another email or message from there. So let me wrap this up. So anyway, I guess as the story goes, well, last night they had a Halloween party at the house. She was invited, and they all had a great time together. So Scott said, Jimbo, it's all about Big Jim. Look, you're a matchmaker now. And I said, Scott, that's exactly not the case. I said, everything that happened was because of you people. This whole journey is because of you guys. You guys reached out and offered. I'm running out of time. I love you all. Take care. This is all about you guys. Thank you so much. I couldn't do without you. Love you.